Here is Apostate Prophet, ex-Muslim, who is telling it how it is and how Muslims around the world feel about October 7th.
Dead, disfigured, burned woman on the ground. You have a video of them chasing a family and then shooting the whole family at gunpoint. All kinds of horrible things. We have photos of a woman who was with her pants removed, burned, and so on.
Again, this is what October 7th was, as Apostate Prophet is saying. This was a modern day pogrom, except instead of it being in Europe in the early 1900s, it happened in 2023.
The thing is, when you talk about this, at first they deny that it happens. When you then when you show this to them, they accuse you, or they try to find another excuse and say, "Look, no, it must be manipulated. It must be this and that."
AI. That's the new thing.
And once you prove that it is actually completely authentic, they then switch, especially the Islamists, they then switch to deflecting or justifying what happened. And what I think is, especially the Islamists in this discussion, they don't actually have a problem with what Hamas did on that day. They don't actually consider it like an abhorrent thing. To them, this is just, to them, everything that happened is justified. Everything that happened is justifiable. The brutal killings, the torture, the rape, all the horrible things that you have seen is justified, because to them this is an ideological and deeply rooted fight against a group of people which they always thought were, naturally or eternally evil and deceptive and not human anyway. It's an ultimate level of dehumanization that is being taught to people in an Islamist mindset.
I have to say that it was not an attack as it's defined or expected. It was a military operation against the Israeli army, and that was for political reasons. Everyone realized that with Netanyahu government, they were taking over the Palestinian lands in West Bank, Judaizing Jerusalem, attacking Al-Aqsa Mosque, talking clearly and frankly about demolishing the Palestinian cause, not recognizing any Palestinian.
He went to the Arabs and made the Arabs rejoice, defeating his enemies in military warfare. And this is not something we're shy about, by the way. This is something we're very proud of. Very proud of. This is something we're very proud of, because our Prophet is a winner, a military winner.
It was exhilarating, it was energizing. And if they weren't exhilarated by this challenge to the monopoly of violence, by this shifting of the balance of power, then they wouldn't have to use.
When we talk about hostages, to also understand that there are thousands of Palestinian prisoners that have been held in Zionist dungeons and Zionist prisons for years and years, and it's important that they are also freed, and that the 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza, which is effectively a concentration camp, are also being held hostage. So I think all hostages should be freed when we look at the context of Palestinians, prisoners, and not to call them hostages, but understanding that it's the same
as an Arab, asking with this context to condemn Hamas is very anti-Arab racist.
I support the right of Palestinians to resist occupation, including through Hamas, the armed wing of the unified Palestinian resistance. Resistance to colonialism is not terrorism.
Calling Hamas a terrorist organization is ridiculous, racist, and plays into genocidal propaganda that is flooding our media, and that we should be doing everything possible